Hello and welcome to another video. I'm at the lodge again and I thought I would film a little video of me painting the landscape again. So I've got my watercolour paints, I also have my Derwent drawing pencils, which are my favourite, and some water brushes with me. This is a painting that I had done previously. I've done a few in this location and it's always a really nice thing to do another one every time I come. And so I'm just showing you some of them here. Some of them are from different directions nearby, but all based around the lodge. So I'm just setting up, I'm just laying everything out. It's a little bit windy and I'm just looking up at the landscape and trying to decide where I'm going to begin. I always start with like a really light wash. I'll show you in a moment. I always start with a really light wash of sort of the base colours, just mapping things out. See, the dog is desperate for me to throw the ball as well. I do throw it in a minute, I promise. There you go. Okay, so I'm about to show you, there you go. That is sort of what I map out. I sort of plan colours and layouts. It's very, very vague, very light wash, and it just allows me to go in more detail over the top later. Yeah. I'm adding in the trees. I'm still going in with light colours. It was so windy, so I've had to weigh down the pages. There's the dog again with the ball. This is a constant in my life. If you've had border collies or you've come into contact with border collies, you know they have so much energy. They just love to run around. And Louis, this one, is ball obsessed, which is his favourite thing to do in the whole world. When I'm painting like this, I don't normally have a plan. I'm sort of just looking up at the landscape, picking a colour and putting it down. I sometimes break the rules and use my fingers to spread it out. And I typically use one brush, especially when I'm out and about. When I've got the water brushes, I do carry maybe 6 in this tin, but once I get painting I kind of forget about them and I end up just using the same brush. I mix the colours, so I don't follow the necessary rules that you get with watercolour paints, but that's just how I like to do it. I like to get things down nice and quick. I like to make sure I've got everything that I want to take notes of. Sometimes when you're outside the light changes and you need to be quick to catch like the good light in, or you know, if you're painting something that might move like animals or people, things like that, you do need to move quite quickly. Luckily I'm just doing a landscape today, but yeah, the water here, it was quite a murky colour. I have used my imagination and made it a bit more blue. But here's another little angle. If you look straight ahead from here, there's a nice little beck, a little stream. And so I'm listening to that as I'm painting. This lodge that you can see here there was no one in there. And every time we've gone, it's been empty. So it's quite nice. Sometimes we would go and sit on their little balcony thing and have a look at the view from there. But yeah, it's really nice. You can see the trees are starting to come back to life a little bit, but they're still very bare. It's very windy, but the sun's out, so I don't really mind. So now I'm just adding in the sky. I'm making it a bit more blue than it is, but that's okay. You don't know this. And I've actually done something very rare and picked up another water brush just to spread that out, blend it in. This one's like a very wide wedge tip, and it's really good for adding texture of like long grasses or fur if you're drawing an animal, and that's what I'm using it for here. You keep getting a glimpse of the page underneath where I've done some abstract lemons. I do apologise about that. It was just so windy and I don't think that I had my clips with me, so that's also not good. But here it is. This is what it looks like. I will go over it with some pencils next, and just to finish it off, there you go. That is the final piece, and I hope you liked it. I'd also love if you would subscribe.